Got it. Okay. All right. Hare Krishna and welcome, Prabhus. So today I have something very important to share. And we did in the morning's class, and I found it very relevant. And the point we are talking about is the real changes that we want to make in our life. And we have priorities, what we want to do. We want to make changes in this. I want to work on this area. I want to work on this area. But actually, all areas are connected. In one area, somehow the karma is very good, but in other areas, karma is bad. But if you adopt one common principle, then you will do very well. Overall, you will be satisfied. Ultimately, in this world, nobody takes away anything. Correct? In the end, you don't take away anything. Whether you earn 1 million or 1 billion or 1 trillion. The owner of Santander Bank, CEO or something. So he died because of COVID in his ward in the topmost floor of the hospital and nobody to see him. And all his money was in Santander Bank. Santander Bank or one of the banks, top banks in Europe. So you don't take away anything. So his family was helpless. That time last year, they could not meet even the COVID, person who would die in the hospital. It was such a... So the point is, what I'm trying to explain is that the ultimate core root thought should be based on satisfaction of the soul. Yes, one should make a living, but that is already included in the practice of yoga. If you look at the practice of yoga, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, and even in the Bhagavatam it says, Rakshayati iti vishwaso. When somebody takes a practice of yoga, meditation, Rakshayati iti vishwaso. When one goes to the forest to practice yoga, like Dhruva Maharaj, he went fearlessly. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. If one practices the right practice of dharma, he will be protected. Now, the root cause of all fear, so to speak, right? So we get three things: raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. We get attachment, raga, dvesha, that is attachment, aversion, abhinivesha, and a fear of life. Correct? We get a fear of life. And because of which we act in a certain way. And we also eat in a certain way. Like today, people eat out of stress. So they call it binge eating, right? What is the most famous restaurant today? Govinda's. No. TGIF, right? Thank God it's Friday. Right? What do you do then? You go eat, you go drink, and you want to flood yourself in such a way, the sugar levels and the stress levels, that you forget your state of reality. People want to forget the state of reality. So there are two ways one can deal with an issue, with a stress. There are two ways one can deal with a stress. One is the mode of passion, ignorance, or the mode of goodness. Now, the root of thought is two. Okay, there are two roots of thought. Okay, the first is what we come to the material world for. So what do we come to material world for? We come to the material world for US citizenship, for enjoyment. Correct? We want to enjoy. Yeah? So that is our basic thing. So that to enjoy, one has to forget oneself. So how do you forget that? How do you forget that? You have to have a false sense of enjoyment in this world. And that is what it is. That is what everything is. So that is why we say avoid these 4 things: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. It's very important. What happens when you enjoy in any of these things, you indulge in. So these are a result of the 2 modes of passion and ignorance. So that sense of enjoyment, avidya, that which you are not, this gives you a false sense of fulfillment, and which takes you away. That creates attachment, which takes you away from the real self of the soul, the real self of the soul. So if we want complete satisfaction, so if vidya is one root of thought, avidya, ignorance, so the other root of thought is vidya. So there is avidya and vidya. So most of the diseases today, thyroid, diabetes, overweight, underweight, being stressed out, all these things, they are all rooted in one thing: not knowing the proper activity and being pulled into eating the wrong things. Although we know we know this is not good for us, yet we do it. Oh, recording is paused. You have to say got it. Okay. So indulging in the wrong thing, although we know it. And this question is answered in the Bhagavad Gita. We know something is right, but something is pulling us back. So what is that? So Krishna asks, Arjuna asks Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna vacha atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Was a descendant of Rashni. By what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force, right? So then he says, so what is the answer?
Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samantha.
Okay, I was thinking you were saying one word, marriage. No. That is Kama Krodha. So the answer, Krishna says, yes. Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Samadbhavaha. The root is there, is mode of passion. So you should not eat passion fruit. Oh, sorry. You should not indulge in mode of passion. So there are 2 opposite things, passion and compassion. So passion, you should avoid passion. So you have to avoid passion, one needs to be in the mode of ignorance. Right? No. That's what people do. Too much passion, then you go to ignorance. Or you control, no, that is the difficult part, and you come to the mode of goodness. So yoga is all about coming to the mode of goodness, because all that we are doing, so how we react to a stimulus, like we are all getting stimulus in this world, right? Except I'm not talking about Biden stimulus money. Stimulus means external factors, thoughts, which come to us. The way we react depends on the mode we are in. Suppose I'm drunk, or I'm tired, or I'm peaceful. Now those situations matter. When a situation comes to me, how do I react to it? Right? How do I react to it depends on what state I am in. Therefore, Krishna clearly explains that one needs to be in the mode of goodness. The mode of goodness means what? Now, mode of goodness means you are satisfied. Number 1. You are very, very satisfied. Now, that is not possible. And without having the right food, without having the right lifestyle. Because food, that is where everything begins. Yukta ahara. Yukta vihara. Right? It begins with the food. When food is in the mode of goodness, it heals the body. It brings the mind and body and mind to a different state of existence. So when you're in the mode of passion, you justify anything wrong that you do. Whereas in the mode of goodness, you understand your own mistake very quickly. You understand your mistake very, very quickly. And not only that, you are able to correct yourself. In the mode of passion, there is ego. You don't correct yourself. Right? You egoistically stop. Whereas in mode of goodness, you really want to change. You want to be the genuine person with genuine quality. And that's what we want to become. We want to become truly peaceful. Anybody who is aspiring to be spiritually, realized, he has to be very, very peaceful within, materially very, very peaceful, undisturbed. And when he is undisturbed, he can achieve so much. So that begins with food, lifestyle, everything. That encompasses all fields of life. But in all fields of life, in all activities of life, the mode of goodness is dominant. When you eat mode of goodness foods. When you go out to the places of mode of goodness. When you work, you also work in the mode of goodness. You select a job, occupation, timing, situation. You adjust yourself into the mode of goodness. If you are not, you work around it and come to a point where you are able to situate yourself. So that is why sometimes we are not able to solve our own problem. That is why we seek the guidance of a guru. Makes sense? Right? Okay. All right. So any questions or comments? Shalini Mataji felt a little sleepy, I guess, based on my lecture.
Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhu.
Yes.
No, I was just looking at today how many recipes my wife had to prepare. She's on the call now. She's smiling. So all I'm trying to see is, yes, I mean, we need to change the diet and come to the mode of goodness, and also which is more healthy. But she had to prepare like 6-7 preparations today. And then I was thinking, hey, is this even sustainable in the long run?
6-7 preparations for 6-7 preparation means what? A special program, lunch?
No, Prabhuji. I mean, for kids and for us and for breakfast and lunch. So earlier we all used to have one type of meal and then staple food, so-called rice and whatever, all that. Now, if you're the moment we are switching to different diet, is that sustainable in the long run is what I'm trying to get to.
Yes. So the thing is, in the beginning, always it is difficult when you want to change. Like now, when I was doing chanting in the beginning, it did not matter. I was just chanting. I was running like a horse. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. But then they said, if you want to be offenseless, then try to focus. That took a little bit of practice. How do I focus? So I said one mantra at a time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So first I slowed down. So first I slowed down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. So then I slowed down. Then after I slowed down, gradually that became a practice. In the beginning, when you do something, it might feel a little difficult to set it up. Right? Usually when you experiment or you try new things or try some different things, there is a transition time. Okay. Now, once you transition, so I want to eat food in the mode of goodness. Okay. Now, mode of goodness, there are different foods. There is avocado, right? Fruits, this, that, and milk, different things. Not everything suits everyone. So you try out different foods first. Right? All these are in the mode of goodness, but for my body, what suits, what time, this, that. It takes a little bit of time. But eventually, after a certain age, after a certain time, then you sit into a rhythm. You eat at this time, you eat this diet, you do this, right? You get into that. So once you get into that cycle, then you see how you can do it simply. Once you get the product, then you look how is the easiest way you can manufacture it. That's what everybody does, right? First you get the product right. So you are, for example, in the first month, like Chandra and all these things. Once you get used to it, Okay, and then you realize, okay, now this seems difficult, this seems easy. Then you work out the easiest possible way. Right now we are trying different recipes and giving you a taste of different ways, sprouts or this or that. You got my point. But then you don't have to have so many recipes all the time. You say, okay, like now 5 days a week I have quinoa, and my wife has made plenty of ghee. Then she has made amla pickle. So amla pickle is there. Now I started my PhD also. Since today morning, I'm like almost continuously on call, on study or teaching or astrology or something going on. But food is easy. Right now, kids also, when we make barley soup, kids also got used to it. They love barley soup. Now quinoa with ghee and sambar, kids love it. So they also got used to it. So it doesn't make difference. Right? Like I saw, frankly, one family, I do daily yoga for them, and I was really sad to see, their daughter, 11-year-old, she got diabetes. And, they were measuring everyday glucose, insulin, this and that, it's all raises sugar like anything. Now there is so much stress. So the thing is that it is worth some difficulty. See, we cannot eat outside. But what we eat, we want to eat healthy. It takes a little bit of work in between. But once you settle down, so that's the thing, mode of goodness. It takes time to figure out. But once you have figured out, then it's like, then nature guides you. That's the whole focus of this meditation, is that ultimately the mind is in the mode of goodness. It gravitates to the mode of goodness. If you allow it to, then it will ease into it. Right? So then it becomes easy. So one, maybe max one for both of you, like simple. Even if you understand quinoa, you add some veggies, ghee, amla pickle. Simple recipe, but very healthy, very nutritious with the ghee. And then, one for the kids, max, two, or the sabji can be the same or something like that, So eventually you work it out, but you are firmly determined that we want to be in the mode of goodness, That's what. Okay, I hope I answered. Yeah, I understand. I really appreciate the sincere effort both of you are doing. I'm sure it'll give good results soon. All right. Yeah.
Prabhuji, one question. Which type of millets should we eat, Prabhuji? Like, so many millets are available in market.
Yeah. So good question. Which type of millets is good? So the thing is, millets are high fiber. Okay. Millets are high fiber. And okay, welcome to Vivek Singh ji. So there are some which are very slow, like kodo millet. It's very slow in digestion, so avoid that. Some cause a lot of heat, so if you have pitta. But the safest is you get the hulled millet. I get it from Sprouts. Foxtail millet. Little millet. See, jowar is good. Bajra.
Can you type in the chat?
I'll text you WhatsApp. Okay. And foxtail millet, bajra, ragi, they are cooling. They are easy. They are best. So you can divide. Barley, just keep these four. Then you don't have to experiment. They are just like substitution for rice.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of like jawar, bajra, nachni or ragi, we call, and then barley. Barley we acquired taste after so many years we never tried, so we kind of acquired. So these four things we can stick forever.
Yeah.
Of trying so many other things.
After 30, you need to stick to not too many things.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you are young, you can eat parley G and parley D, parley E, parley F also. But once you age, then you stick to one biscuit. So that is what your thinking should become simple. That is mode of goodness.
So what will happen to temple program, Prabhu? Like basically rice. How do you avoid rice or khichdi with made of rice in the temple? Or it kind of you are already outcast in so many ways. Now in the temple community also, hey, you have so many like your food has become very kind of.
I'll tell you, yesterday, I spoke to one of my devotee friends. I was doing astrology consultation. And he told me since past 2 days, he has been doing salt water vomiting. Because day before yesterday, he went to a devotee party, a birthday party, and he had Coca-Cola, right? And what do you call that? Sprite. And he had pizza, pasta, and all that. And he had a stomach burn and he had burning sensation. With all that, he could feel, he could not sleep well. So what do you do? So that's what I'm saying, mode of goodness. So the ability to nicely raise people to your platform. Now, when we are neophyte, we are like, hey, why are you mind your own business? But in mode of goodness, you will say, the real ability of a devotee is to have the control to eat what is healthy for his spiritual life. Now, we are not making fun, but we are saying this is more nutritious. It is better to eat this. Right? Other day, one devotee was saying that many senior devotees, they were having so many health issues, in some senior devotee community. So it's but it all lies in the diet. And especially today's carb heavy diet, and just to make something popular like pasta or all these things. So it's okay to say no. I mean, there are some holistic doctors whom I hear very nice points of view from medical research perspective, and they say they eat so holistic and nice. None of them, they are not even Hare Krishna devotees or yogis or something. They don't even practice yoga. They are just holistic doctors. Even they say they are outcast in their community. Nobody invites them, but they have enough to rich and happy foods to eat for themselves. One of them has a very good nutrition factory, so to speak. So that is important. So basically what happens is your diet directly influences your thought. Your diet directly influences your thought. So mode of goodness is a spectrum of activities. So if you reflect that in most of your activities, then the most difficult time when it comes, when you are strained, when you are stressed, your body's response is in mode of goodness. If you are in the mode of passion, the response of your body and mind is in the mode of passion. When somebody pushes your buttons, as they say, right? So then what do? You rip off their button, right? No. That is mode of passion. But mode of goodness, you ignore, upekshata. But the ability to ignore, that is mode of goodness. That is root of thought. Do you think, I don't want to create a karma for the next suffering. You want to avoid it at all costs. One reaction. Like other day, there was a news, I was shocked. One lady was driving and somebody honked her. And she was so upset, she, cut that guy and came to his front. He had a gun, he shot, her son died. One mistake, one anger show she did. The next day, same thing happened to me. I mean, nobody shot me. I'm not so important. But I was driving and by mistake, I cut somebody off. It was my mistake. He honked and honked and honked, and then he came around me and cut me off again. I just kept calm because I knew it was my mistake and I didn't want to perpetuate it. If you are feeling happy, do whatever. Just as though nothing happened. And that's how we should be. Right? Nobody recognizes you, nobody needs you. In their anger, they will show to you, just like some random shooting going on in this world. Right? So many random shootings go on. Who kills who for what? We don't know. It's just, you're caught in the crossfire. So similarly, in this world, we don't have much of an identity. When we identify with so many things, that's when we feel pressure and pain and all these things. So mode of goodness is to identify with the soul. That is your root of thought. You feel so much inner peace that you don't feel the need to react. That should be your real thought process. Okay. All right. Any other quick questions, comments? All right.
So one question. So
Yes.
if you don't react, but I mean, it's okay. You don't react with strangers, but when you don't react within with your acquaintances, then people start taking you for granted, isn't it? Because now they know that no matter what you do, there's no reaction going to be from the person of whoever he or she is.
There are two things here. No reaction for you. There is a story of Narada Muni. So Narada Muni was telling a snake that some people were throwing stone at a snake. And Narada Muni went and looked at the snake, and he said he felt very sorry for the snake. Then he said that because you have given them so much trouble, now they are reacting this way. No, the story goes, the story goes that this snake was very venomous snake. It killed a lot of people. People were scared of the snake, and somehow the snake came in contact with Narada Muni and became a very saintly snake. After it became saintly, anybody would come pass by, the snake would not react. The snake stopped reacting. So people started throwing stones at the snake. And after people started throwing stones at the snake, then the snake became very injured, about to die. Then Narada Muni came to visit the snake. He said, "What happened to you? Now you are about to die." And then the snake said, "You said that I should become saintly, so I'm not reacting." So he said, "Even if you don't bite them, at least you can scare them." "Oh, that you didn't tell me." So you can scare them because your personality doesn't matter. You become anything, but at least you should protect yourself. So you are not angry with that person, but you can scare him just to protect yourself. So when we tell something, so when we want to react to something, it is for the benefit of the other person. It's very difficult. When I become angry, I want to benefit the other person. That's only how I become angry. And that is the higher form of anger. For example, Vidura, he told Dhritarashtra to get out of the house. Right? Why? For Dhritarashtra's own benefit, because he was his brother. He said, "You are living like a dog. Get out of here." But he did not want to just do some anger and insult him and feel some satisfaction. No, that's not my goal. When your goal is to insult somebody and feel satisfaction, that is not real anger. Okay? The real healthy anger is, I want to tell you something for your benefit, but I tell it in a firm tone, not losing my mind. Okay, but I tell it to you in a firm tone, beneficial for you, and I feel calm also. समझ रहे हैं ना? Vivek ji, was my answer too intelligent? No. Anyways, so I hope that was understanding. Okay. All right, let's start. And let's start with the the Jnana Mudra. Feel the pulse. So now, relax. So answer ठीक था विवेक जी? You got it?
हाँ प्रभु जी, perfect. काफी
Perfect.
अच्छा था. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So, okay, I'm doing like this, like my son. After everything he does like this. Always I remember him. Okay. So you do Jnana Mudra. Okay, let's start with this. So meditation. So what is the real goal of meditation? So we have two types of meditation. Okay. One is we go into the mode of passion. That is our regular meditation. Means you, when you sit down, you are not deep, you are like at the surface. So many thoughts are boiling. And that is what burns up your nerve system. You have to be calm. Means you should not let the pressure affect you, but you should be effective without the pressure being effective on you. Right? You become effective. Means you avoid the pressure. You are very calm. So calm means you focus on the mode of goodness. The natural tendency of the mind is to gravitate to the mode of goodness. And you have to let the mind gravitate towards mode of goodness. So actually, the mind intelligence has the capacity to process thoughts and give out very intelligent answers. But we have to be very calm to allow the mind to do that. That is, if you spend 45 minutes a day in meditation in a very relaxed way, of course, we chant Hare Krishna 1.5 to 2 hours a day. If you do that very effectively, plus if you do some silent meditation, because we engage 8 hours in such stressful activity, you can actually bring the mind to a neutral calmness. And that is the goal, mode of goodness. So we will chant a mantra like we do softly, and then try to meditate on that mantra. Okay. So 15 minutes we will do today. Spent a lot of time in Q&A. All right. Let's focus, feel the pulse, relax. Relax your breath, relax your shoulders. Feeling the pulse, relax the pulse. Give it 1 minute to relax. Feel the relaxation in the forehead, relaxation in the eyes, relaxation in the palms, fingers, forearm, elbows. As you relax, feel your heartbeat. Om. 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 Just like you have any other thought, just understand this Om, this sound, this thought is your best friend. Gravitate your mind towards this soft sound of this Om. The Om is a friend, is a light, is a guide. He is the light of knowledge. You just have to calm your mind. And when you have chanted, when you have calmed down the breath, relax the breath. You have to just relax. And easily, just have faith, just have calmness, and just let the mind gravitate. Softly keep hearing the mantra within you. You don't have to concentrate. Just let it slowly, softly, faintly. It doesn't have to be a loud sound, because when you have a loud sound, you have to concentrate. The sound has to overwhelm you. Here it has to relax you, like a faint, thoughtful, faint, calm sound. Feel a calmness in between your eyebrows. Feel an energy, because with the Om, the Ajna Chakra. Ajna Chakra is the energy of intuition. You relax the intuition. The Om sound heals the heart, silences the heart, silences the heart. Heart is where the mind is. The inner chambers of the heart, that of the soul. Very calm, very relaxed. Relax your thought. If your mind wanders, bring it back to Om. Soft, faint idea, faint sound. Let it attract you. Slowly attract the mind. Relax the mind. Feel a complete numbness in your hands, in the forehead, on the facial muscles. Relaxed body. Feel a complete relaxed body and mind. Feel both the hemispheres of the brain fully relax and calm. All the stresses and strains of the day go away. Feel the healing, energizing. Keep bringing back the mind back to the mantra. Om, 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 Om. Completely relax. All right, now stop chanting the mantra in the mind and prepare to come out of the relaxation. Feel completely calm, energized. Should not open eyes very quickly. That is vata. You should be kapha. You should slowly open. Should take time. You should take time to digest that relaxation and come out. All right, now slowly open your eyes. Feel energized. All right, how does everyone feel? Relaxed? Very relaxed?
Yes, Prabhuji.
California looks very calm so far. All right, so hope, right, you really feel the relaxation, right?
Yeah.
It's how you gravitate the thought. So when you let the bija, so the bija has this strength, the bija mantra is neutral. So the Om is non-reactive. In fact, it is spiritual. It only gravitates towards mode of pure goodness. But it has to be done in a detached way. So when you detach, when you give up all other thought, meditate means rakshayati iti vishwasa. You are applying that philosophy of detachment. You are letting the mind gravitate to the truth. All right. All right. So happy. And any quick comments, any experiences you want to share?
So Prabhuji, today I realized I'm not in deep sleep, but partial sleep. So when such situation comes, what shall we do? Like I tried naturally to come out of it, but again, after some time, I went back. It didn't happen the last time when we did. I think 2 days back or yesterday, whenever we did. But today, maybe it's 9:50. But I realized I was going into sleep. Then I brought myself back. Again, it happened.
So, frankly speaking, when I did it with our teacher, when he said, come back, I just went back to sleep. I said, I don't want to come out. I am enjoying this. Relax. So basically, I'm doing this therapy for many people, and I find that people get deeper sleep, number one. Very deep sleep. So your sleep quality improves. Then your digestion improves. Toxicity goes away. You improve overall. So there is a lot of efficacy in this. So when you practice on your own, for example, as you get better, you can use this, go deep, and then go to sleep. But when we practice, we have to bring people back. Otherwise, in Zoom, okay, everybody sleep off, end the meeting. That's a formality. That's all. Okay. Yeah.
And the other thing too, what happened when I started, my posture was straight, spine was straight, but after a few minutes, I just
that's fine. That's how I also feel. So this is not about focused meditation. This is about relaxation. So in relaxation, your back can be relaxed. This is more about relaxation rather than attention. Okay. Yeah. All right. So thank you all so much for joining. I'm also feeling very sleepy now. Okay.